Welcome back, everyone. We are here with another What's Sold on eBay. This is Flashback Finds, or Cam is what I go by. I sell stuff on eBay to make some money. Most of these items are from garage sales, thrift stores, estate sales, swap meets, stuff like that, and we're able to buy them at a lower price and flip them on eBay to make a profit. So 55 sales for the weekend. That's Friday through Sunday. Is a great weekend for us. I'd love to be a little higher than that. My goal is actually to be somewhere more like 80 for a weekend, but that's something for the future to build on. So don't want to sound too greedy or anything, but always looking to grow the business, looking to improve, become a better reseller, and hopefully this video will help you guys learn from some of my mistakes and maybe some of the stuff I had some success on. So because there's so many, let's go ahead and go over what sold. First off, we have a Darth Maul figure, a little Star Wars guy right here. This is from the big $1,600 toy buy. It is sealed, but you can see some damage to the card. That one went out for a best offer of 15 shipped. It's been up for over a year. We had it listed at like 20 something. It was already on like a 30% off sale. It was only $2 away from their offer, so we took it. This is a Bayside. It's like a pool shirt, or billiards, I guess, to be proper. It's got a skeleton with some like pool balls or whatever. I got a bunch of these Bayside shirts for $1 a piece. That one ended up selling for full price sale like $31 or $30 something and some change. It may have been on a sale, but great deal. I'm only in it for $1. I have like 4 or 5 more of those shirts, different styles. Hopefully they will all sell, but that is the first one to go. Here's a cool one, Motley Crue, Theater of Pain, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Theater of Pain. Hopefully you guys can see that. This is from the big record buy from the storage unit guy. That one sold for $48 shipped. I think it's going global shipping program as well. We'll bubble wrap it and put it in a vinyl box and mailer. If you guys are vinyl experts, don't get on me about how I do it. I know I'm not the best. There's certain ways you should really pack and get them so they get there safely and kind of bubble wrap them or whatever the case is. I do know they're not supposed to lay flat on each other. That part I do know they're supposed to be standing up when you store them. So I do have one little thing. A smaller item here. This is a Gunnar Peterson's like little core gym book or DVDs, are 4 sealed. I listed these like last year before, or 2 years ago before the New Year. I'm like, oh, someone's going to buy them, kind of New Year's resolution thing. They didn't sell. They finally sold for like 10 or 11 bucks. It's not a whole lot. I don't think I really have much in them, but it took a while to sell. Luckily, it's medium mail. We'll go into one of these. This is the highest dollar amount item. Definitely kind of crazy. It's a Master of the Universe, one of the classic ones. I forgot his name, but you'll see on the screen up here. This guy sold for a best offer of $250 shipped. There was ones with accessories and stuff going for $350. Mine, he looks pretty cool, but I think he's missing a couple pieces. He sold for $250, so that is crazy. He came out of a big buy we had from Storage Unit Guy when we spent, I think, $950. We got a bunch of books and the paintball guns, and he ended up being in here on top of all that other great stuff and got $250 out of that, so pretty cool. I'm not an expert on action figures, but there is a Facebook group called the Action Figure Identification Guide or whatever. Join the group, it's free, and you can post a picture of an action figure and they can usually give you some feedback, or you can try the Google Lens app or whatever and try to take a picture and see if it can find it too. A Grey's Anatomy by Barco. These are a pair of scrubs, brand new with tag. I forgot what size they are. I got them for $6 at the thrift store. Got 2 pairs. They were $6 each. I thought they were the same size, but one is like extra small. I think one's a small, and I wasn't paying enough attention. That one sold for like $25 though. It's going to go out first class, so I was okay paying up for it because it was brand new. It is Grey's Anatomy. That brand does sell. Got a San Francisco Giants, New Era. This is an older hat here. This one sold for $45 shipped on a best offer. It is a fitted hat at 7.5, but it's definitely not a newer one. That one went out for, like I said, $45 on a best offer. I had it listed like 70. I listed it really high because there was an exact comp of mine. It really wasn't worth that much. I took that offer. A lesser hat, this little Reds one, sold for like 12 or 11 bucks. Not a whole lot. That one's going to go out in a same kind of box. We just don't make as much. Another item that I don't really want to show you, but this is kind of a rougher one. It's a Tory Richard Hawaiian shirt. Not a bad shirt, just kind of a, I don't know what you would call it, pastel-y color maybe. Those of you who are better with clothes. That one sold for like $9 on sale. So let's get into some more exciting stuff. Echo the Dolphin, everyone's favorite Game Gear or Sega Genesis game. This one sold for $20 shipped. Comes with a box, but definitely beat up. That one's from a buy that I went to a lady's garage, so she had a bunch of video game stuff. I'll try to put the video up here from that garage sale, but it was really well. We did awesome. We paid up a little bit for it because she was trying to make some money and she wanted a fair price, and I don't mind being fair with her. We paid up a little more than I probably could have gotten the deal for if I really haggled more, but I'm okay with that. We made money, and I felt she was pretty happy with what she got. Here's an Apple iPhone Pro Max 12 Pro Max case or box. This one sold for like 12 or 13 shipped. Just easy money on those guys. It's goes in a bubble mailer. I don't mind selling them. We just make money. For pretty much little effort, I guess, is what it is. I don't have to put a lot of effort. Take a couple pictures, throw it in a bubble mail when it's time. It's just easy. Tales of Avonlea? I don't know. I've never heard of it. This one I got for $1 at a garage sale. Never heard of it, so I just scanned it real quick while I was there looking at other stuff. Looked like it was valuable, and it sold for 20 bucks, which again, happy with that. We have, this is a little Sony lens, another one of those kind of smaller ones. This is a little guy right here. I took a best offer of 10. It's been up for at least a couple months. I ended up taking that $10 offer on it. We have a Black & Decker food processor lid. This is just a lid, no pusher or no little chute that goes inside. This one came off an FP2500S, again by Black & Decker. It sold for like $22, $23 shipped. It may go first class. I have these 8x8 boxes from the Supply Hut. I don't usually buy from them because some of their boxes just are cheap and kind of flimsy, but I buy the 8x8s because when I get these food processor lids, if I bubble wrap them enough, I can fit them in there and usually get them to go under first class, which saves you a few bucks. So that one ended up going on for like 20-something shipped, which I'm okay with. Pretty easy sale. Bubble wrap, put it in that box. A Lodge cast iron lid. Now, this is not a cast iron I normally would buy as Lodge. It's a newer one. It's not super valuable. This is just a lid, though. It's for a 10 1/4 or a number 8. This lid sold for $40 shipped. I'm okay with that. I got it for $2 at a garage sale. The person didn't have the base to it. They just had this lid. I think they buy storage units, too. And I ended up giving them the $2. It sold for $40. I'm assuming by the time we pack it up, it's $12 or so to ship it out. And we're going to make quite a bit of money off a little investment on some cast iron. So pretty cool. This one is kind of interesting. It is called, I forgot what the name of it is. You'll see on the screen, but it's basically a micro cassette player, recorder, and a calculator, and a radio by this. It's made in Japan, some brand. No comps on it, nothing to really tell me what it was worth that I could find, at least initially. The micro cassette player works, the calculator won't do anything, and the radio works. So I listed it for parts because it doesn't work fully. It comes with the case. I did an auction, which I don't normally do. People ask me, do you like to do auctions? And the answer is no, I don't usually like to because I feel like you get less money. This one, though, I'm like, you know what? I only got $1 or $2 in it. I'll just run it. I started the auction, I think, at $50, and I'm like, well, if someone jumps on it for $50, I'm happy. I only got $1 in it. It actually sold for $77, guys. So $77 off a $1 or $2 investment. Took a chance. Maybe it's worth more than that, but with what I have into it, I can't really complain at all. Another item here is a Mitsubishi remote. This is one of the TV ones with little wheels here. That one sold for like $9 shipped. Not a whole lot, but remotes, some of them do well, so keep an eye out. Another one that's a little bit lower too is this HP little power adapter, sold for like 11 or 12 shipped. These ones are okay as long as they go first class. Once it goes over a pound, then you're stuck at 7 something to ship it, so you don't make a whole lot. So I try to find power adapters that are going to sell closer like that 15 mark, because then even if it goes padded flat rate, we can still make some money, but it did sell. Here is a little pipe here. This is a, I don't know what it's called, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know what the brand is, but it's Real Calabash, I guess is what it's on here. That's the only wording I could find or marking. Took a best offer of $30 shipped. It's not in great shape, guys. It's a little crack here. Hopefully you can see that. But someone gave me a $30 offer. I got that in the big Hirsch buy, so I don't really know. I'm not going to complain. Wish I knew more about that kind of stuff. If there's a video out there teaching, or you guys have made one, or you know somebody, I'd love to learn, because every once in a while I do come across that stuff, and I just don't really know a whole lot about it. A couple of CDs for my media people. The Outer Limits, the best one here. This one sold for 30-something shipped. This little soundtrack for the Outer Limits CD. We also sold Big J in 3D. This one sold for like $9 and some change. And then we sold Lenny White Streamline, I think is what it is. This one sold for $14.99, $13.99, something like that. So a couple CDs going out. This cool little Kodak 101 Dalmatians camera. It's been up for a long time. It sold for like $10 shipped. I guess it's more of just if you collect Disney stuff, maybe you'd want that. A Traxxas. This sold for $5.99. It's just a little RC car part. I got a bunch of this Traxxas parts, different brand or different parts for RC car. So I just ended up listing them individually. Most have sold for like that $7, $8 range. This one was a little bit less, but they ship out for basically $3.50 or whatever it would be. Not a whole lot. It's pretty easy to make a couple bucks on it, whatever it would be, but not something I'd probably recommend for everybody. Law & Order Season 5. Law & Order SVU and Criminal Intent are both pretty good sellers. This one sold for, I think, 17 shipped for the used Season 5. So not really a whole... It's only obviously one season there, but we're getting, $17 and it's used. I feel like that's pretty good. So keep an eye out for some of the Law & Orders. Same with ER. Some of the ER seasons, for whatever reason, seem to have some value. So keep an eye out. Daydream Believers. The story of the monkeys, I guess. This is a VHS sold for $9 or $10 shipped. Not a whole lot there. We sold another Melaleuca bar. Our last one, I mentioned Melaleuca They try to like message me and try to give me some, junk or whatever via email that I shouldn't be selling Melaleuca. I guess it's one of those products you can be like a seller for, or a representative or whatever. This is an older one. It's brand new sealed, but it sold for $11 shipped. They sent me an email about it. I never did anything, and it was like a email they messaged me privately on. They didn't message me through eBay or whatever, but I don't know how they got my email. But either way, they ended up messaging me, and it doesn't really matter because I sold it. They never filed a Vero or anything like that. So who knows? The Lench Mob, this is a cassette here and Ice Cube Lethal Injection. These ones sold for like $25 for the two of them. Same buyer bought them, so shipping will basically be the same because they're media mail. And we get a couple more cassettes out of here from the Hip Hop Cassette Buy. Disney VHS, guys, you can make lots of money. And by lots, I mean $20 because this is a Disney sing-along right here. $20 shipped. Brand new sealed, though. Disney VHS actually aren't worth a lot of money. Most of you already know that. That's just a joke about all the posts we probably see in some of the groups we're all in about Disney VHS. But either way, the sing-along ones, I found if you can find them sealed, and they actually are official sealed, they're not a reseal, some of those do well. $20 shipped for a VHS, you might get at a garage sale for a quarter, 50 cents, even $1. Might be worth your time to look out for those. That one sold for $20. Got to find the right buyer, so it's not going to sell instantly. But again, if you're getting it for that cheap, throw it up in your store, see what happens. Some more Nancy Drews, which have been the story of our last couple videos. I think the last couple we've sold a set of Nancy Drews. These are the older variety ones, I think from the 60s. There's 15 of these guys from the Hirsch buy. The 15 of them sold for $45 ship, something around there, 40-something, whatever you see on the screen. Great deal there, 40-something ship for some books. We've sold 3 sets of Nancy Drews, and I think we're at 150-something shipped on 3 little sets of Nancy Drew books. Awesome. We still have a couple of smaller sets to go. Maybe we'll make some money on those as well. Dogma, I've sold this one twice now. This one sold for $32 shipped. I don't know what it is about this DVD set, but it has some value. $32 shipped on that one. Got it from a garage sale for like $2. We have a Star Wars Game Boy game. The original Star Wars one. Oh, sorry. Sold for like $12 shipped. So easy for Game Boy games. I'm talking 2 pictures, 3 pictures max. And someone asked a question, so we'll answer it right now in the middle of this. Do I test all my video games? Great question. I wish I could tell you I did. Time is a problem, though. I'm sure most of you guys know this. So I go off of my experience. If it's a cartridge-based game, like a Game Boy, I usually have a Game Boy ready, a Game Boy Advance SP. So I can throw the game in there. I just turn it on, make sure it works, and make sure I can get through the start menu. If that does, that's it. That's all my testing. I'm not going to do much more than that. You really should probably play the game and make sure it works longer than that, but I just don't have the time. And the reality is that time can be spent doing something else. So I kind of go off of my experience. If I tested that amount and it works, I haven't had too many returns on games, so I take my chance that way. With CD-based games, I'm basically looking at the disc. If the disc looks flawless, it doesn't have any issues at all, no cracks, no major scratches or anything like that, I'll probably just roll with it and assume that it works. If for some reason something looks weird on it, or there's a bunch of scratching or something like that, chances are I'm going to test it, and if it's too scratched up, I'm not even going to take a chance. It's going to go in the pile of stuff that needs to be resurfaced, because even if it works on my Nintendo Wii per se, maybe it won't read on someone else's lens, and therefore it could cause an issue. So with the discs, not testing every one always. I'm kind of just looking at them, giving an assessment based on the condition. If it's got a couple little minor flaws, we'll put it in and we'll make sure it works. Same with the CD, same with the DVD. If the DVD's got a couple of minor flaws, I'll try to let it play in the background maybe. If it looks like it's really good shape, I'm just going to leave it alone and assume that it works. Downside of that, you might get a return and you can't really dispute it because I didn't test it fully. So again, cartridge-based games, we're usually putting those in, making sure they work. CDs, we're just kind of letting them pass the eye test, I guess, so to speak. If they look clean, they look good, I'm going to list them. If they have some kind of issue, we're going to test it. And if they're really bad, we're just going to put it in the resurface pile. So was it Vicky or Vix something, I think, asked that question? I forgot, so I'll hopefully post it here. But that was the question. Thank you so much, and hopefully that helps you guys as well. Sold another DeWalt charger. I probably sold, this is the charger I've sold the most of all the chargers. For whatever reason, everyone has this DeWalt one at their garage sale. It sold for $25 shipped. I'm usually in them for $5 or less. Shipping on these, I think, is usually padded flat rate. So you're going to pay $8 to ship it. So you're in it for $13. You're making $12 less fees. I don't know, you're making $7 or $8. You're not going to make a ton, but it's an easy, consistent seller. People are always looking for the drill chargers for all different kinds, not just DeWalt. So if you can find them, get them cheap. $5 or less usually is where you want to be. And some, even $5 is too much. But every once in a while, you find a charger that's going to sell for $45, $50, $55. Those are the really good ones. A TRS-80 by Radio Shack. This is a bunch of little tapes here and a manual set. So this whole little binder sold for $25 shipped on a best offer. It's been listed for probably almost a year, probably less than a year, like right around quarantine time, I think is when we got it. So right about a year. This one ended up selling for 25 shipped. I'm happy to get it out of here. I've sold a lot of that TRS-80 stuff, bunch of manuals, different guides, all different kinds of stuff kind of based around those old computer and Tandy stuff, games, all that kind of stuff. It was a really great buy, cool stuff, but I'm happy to see it go and make some room for other stuff. 100 Sacred Favorites. This one sold for $20 shipped. This is from a big song buy we had. We bought song books. This one sold for $20. Got like a whole bag, IKEA bag full of books, a couple of Hawaiian shirts, and some external hard disks for $30. We've probably made $500 at least in sales, and we're still selling another $20 here. And then James Taylor, a retrospective. I think this is from the Rock and Roll buy. This one sold for $16.99. Another song book here. These ones, guys, this is what I mean by song book. It has the songs and different. Some of them are like the whole vocal, just the vocal. Some of them are like the piano, the vocal, the guitar, all kinds of. There's different ones. I don't know a whole lot about music, but I've done really well on music books considering I don't know that much. We have another couple. We have a lot more items left and a couple that are really good. Here's a VCR. You guys may see, well, you can't really see, but my VCR pile on the other side of this one over here is starting to get smaller. So we sold a little Sanyo for $50 shipped. This one is pretty good, a little forehead one. It's got some scuffs, some marks on the top, all that kind of stuff, but still sold for $50. We're in it for $5. I would imagine shipping on this is probably $12 to maybe $16, somewhere in there. Usually the smaller little VHS, they're kind of in that price. They fit in like a, I don't know, 16 or 10, 8 box, whatever it is, some box that's kind of small. We cut it down just so it barely fits the VCR. I put a little bubble wrap around it, and it seems to be okay. The bigger combos, they can sometimes push that $20 mark for me if they're going from the West Coast to the East Coast. So that's something I got to keep an eye out for. Okay, so now I got a couple more things down here, guys, to show you. We have The Hate You Give. This is a little book. This one sold for $13 shipped. It's a collector's edition by Angie Thomas, and some of her books actually sell pretty well. So that one sold for $13. Here's something I didn't know before. This is something I usually sell Value Tales, so I know about selling this book, but I sold one individually. This is a Value Tales Lucille Ball, The Value of Laughter. This one book sold for $28 shipped. Just this single book right here, Value Tales. So if you get Value Tales, it might be worth looking up the individual value of each book first, lotting together the smaller price ones, and pulling out the gems and getting $28 for one book. Normally I would have put that in a big lot. That's from the Hirsch buy, by the way. I ended up selling it for $28 by itself. So I've sold big lots before, and I've probably missed out on some extra money because I didn't pull out the gems. So lesson learned for me. Keep that in mind when you guys find Value Tales as well. Pair of Nike Air Max. These have like the little reflective thing on them. They sold for a best offer of $50 shipped. We're in them for $10 or less. With shoes right now, guys, my kind of mindset is if I get them for around $5, $6, $7, and I can get that 45, 50, 60 shipped on them, even if the right person might pay 60, 65, 70, I'm just moving them out. If I can get them for the right price, I don't mind just taking a little bit less just to move them on down the line. I have a lot of shoes. I want to move through stuff. We only have so much space in this garage. You can already see I have a whole other shelf up here. This is my wife's crafts, so we're going to work on organizing that better, but it's kind of blocking some stuff for what you used to be able to see. But we did move out of storage unit, though, so thank you to that. Thank you to my brother-in-law, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, my wife, everybody that helped out. They've been helping out a lot. My in-laws have been wonderful. My father-in-law's done a lot of work on the house to help out. My mother-in-law's helped out. My wife, obviously, still recovering from the C-section and everything, and doing a great job helping out still. So she's awesome, and it's just great to be done with the storage unit. So now that money that went to them can go to the mortgage for the house. So still not my money. It's still moving on down the line, but at least we have everything here with us at the house. I don't have to go to storage every night. It's definitely a blessing. So let's get into some more things. Okay, guys, these are Polar Pop cups, little Polar Pop cups, brand new sealed. Got these for a couple bucks. I think $3 for the pair is what it was. These guys sold for $40 shipped. I thought they were pretty cool. I'm like someone who loves Polar Pops, which I think are from Circle K. My family and I actually call them something else, Circle Drinks, but it's just an inside joke. So, and actually we don't pronounce it drink, it's drank. But you can make fun of us. But if any of my family are watching, you know what we're talking about, and it's just a fun little thing we have. So don't make fun of us. Either way, we got some clothes, guys. Senor Frogs, little shirt here, sold for $18 shipped. Not a whole lot to that one. Got it for $1 or $2 at Goodwill. These ones are 2 Stussy shirts that we've been selling. This one is the Domino one. Got a big Domino like logo on the back. That one sold for like $35. And this is a Stussy one. This one's got like a ombre. Is that what it's called? Where it like changes color, but you can't really tell. But it's like white at the top, and then it changes to like a different color, not white. I'm not really good with colors, guys. If you ever see me say something's a color and it's not right, I'm like almost colorblind. So also, if my clothes don't match, you can't make fun of me because that's just not cool. Either way, that one sold for $36 shipped. A Canon net camera. This is a little Canon net right here. This one sold for $60 shipped, something like that. I think it listed as is for parts. I did say it appears functional, but I got a bunch of these Canon cameras one time. $60 on that. These are the Bose companion speakers. You actually can see a dent right here, maybe, if you can kind of see. I got this. It's a 2 speaker set with a power cord. Got them for $5 at the garage sale. They had some dents in the speakers, but I'm like, $5. It's Bose. No power cord. Luckily, I have like a ton of power cords, which we'll see when we go through the tour. I have a ton of cords for stuff that I bought. Found one that had the right voltage. The connection was right. Tested it out. Speakers work great. They're just beat up a little bit. I sold mine cheap for $42 shipped. You can get 50 plus. Sometimes you can get a little more on the speakers, like $50 shipped or something like that if you have a nice clean set of speakers and you get the right buyers. We have an Atari, guys. It's got the paddles in here. It's like the wood grain one. It also comes with a bunch of games. I'm not going to pull them out because the reality is I don't want to drop them and you can't really tell what they are anyways. But I got a bunch of games and the Atari. Sent an offer out to watchers for $70 shipped. Someone jumped on it. I'm happy to see it go. It also was over here, so we're cleaning off this electronic shelf, which means we're making money, which that's what the whole point of this is, right? We're not just here to collect junk. Even though my wife and my wife's grandma was laughing at all my stuff. She goes, "Why do people buy this junk?" I just said, I don't care why. I just want to know what they want to buy so I can buy it for less and make some money. So definitely a blessing. People don't obviously get it. I'm sure you guys in your guys' interaction with people, not everybody understands how junk like this can sell and make money, but it is sure a blessing and it's awesome. And it's a fun way to make money if you really want to be honest. We sold a Zebra printer. This is an old one we got from a storage unit guy by. It doesn't actually work though. It kind of works, but it's not perfect. It sold for like $40 with the power cord for parts. So not the greatest one, but I'm happy to see it go. I just hope it doesn't come back. Definitely don't want to see it again. We sold some John Corson's application commentaries. There's this little 3-volume set. I think this is from the Hirsch buy as well. $70 shipped on those guys. Awesome. $70 for 3 books. Look out for Bible commentaries. Look out for sets on the Bible. Look out for book sets. That's kind of been the theme the past couple of videos, guys. So keep an eye out for those. We also sold this Acer right here. This is a laptop for $5. I actually got 3 laptops for $10, I think is what it was. This one, the little thing to open it up, it doesn't really work. You have to kind of push a little pin in there. Didn't have the power cord. I always buy these old laptops from people if they're just going to be for parts or whatever. And I'm like, sometimes I'll sell them for $30 shipped. And if I'm getting them for $1 or $2, it's worth it. But either way, this one actually worked beautifully. It wasn't locked or anything. It was pretty much empty for the most part. The person must have taken off all their stuff. So I've cleaned it up the best I can. There's a couple things on there, like software-wise, I'm just kind of leaving. But it does work, and this one sold for $45 shipped. So it's an older laptop. It's like Windows 7, I think is what it is. It does work, though. $45 on that. The problem with laptops, guys, a lot of times they can be locked, and if they are, unless you have a way to kind of factory reset them or something, you're going to be in trouble. So I don't say waste your money on that, but sometimes if you know what you're doing, it can be worth the gamble. We sold some Spode right here. You guys may be familiar with these Spode Woodland. I've sold a couple before. There's 5-piece sets here. This one, I got 2 of them. The same buyer. There's another one right back there. Person bought both of them for $200 and something shipped. So these are my last 2. I had 5 of them in total. I think 5 or 6 for $125 is what we paid. We've been selling them each at about $125. So awesome deal there. And guys, I think I do have a set of weights here. These are 2 10-pound weights. They're unmarked. They sold for like $40 shipped. My last set I was able to get in a medium flat rate, so you're paying $12 something for them. So plenty of money there. I spent $10 on both sets that I bought. I sold one for $35, this one for $40. So we're in them for $10. We got them, sold them total for $75, and we spent about $25 or so on shipping. So not a ton of money. Got them because of all the quarantine stuff. Just forgot to list them right away, but they finally have sold, and we've done okay there. And then, guys, I think this is the last sale of the weekend. 50-something sales. If I've missed anything, guys, I apologize because I'm doing my best, but I don't know. I don't think there's anything else. Maybe there is. Who knows? This is a Harley Davidson seat. Got this for $5. You can see the Harley probably right there. Not in perfect shape, but definitely not torn. Looks like it would be perfectly usable, but then again, I have never installed a Harley seat, so my information is really useless when it comes to experience. But for $5 shipped, or $5 shipped, $5 shipped, I wish that would ship for $5, but $5 investment. I got 2 seats, $5 each. That one sold for $180 shipped. I've never shipped a Harley seat that was that big before. I shipped another seat that was a little bit smaller. It wasn't Harley, but a smaller one. This is one of the longer ones. But I think we can bubble wrap it up. We have some big bubble here. We'll bubble it, put in a little bit longer box. Yeah, we're going to get charged on the oversized shipping. But again, we sold it for $180 shipped and we're only in it for $5. Even if it costs $80 to ship it, we're still in the money. So I'm okay with that. But we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I'll put on the screen what the shipping was, so you guys can get an idea. And I think that's it, guys. So if there's anything else, I'll try to maybe put another clip in here. If not, it'll just show up in the sales for Monday, whatever it would be. I did sell a Panasonic camcorder on Thursday night. It sold, or whatever it was, the last video. It didn't end up there. It sold for like $70 shipped. I had to buy a battery for it. I had the charger. It had an old battery which wouldn't work. I bought a new battery. It works beautifully. I sold the camera for 69 or 70 something shipped. So I don't mind buying batteries for cameras, guys. I'll spend the $6, $7, $8, $10 for it. If the camera's going to sell for 70, I'll take a chance. And if the camera doesn't work, I end up just holding the battery and marking off what it fits. And then the next time I have that camera, I have a battery ready to go. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate all the feedback. Remember, guys, the 3K giveaway would be in the next video that comes out. You should see that, the winners. So be on the lookout for that. And hopefully you guys are doing well out there. Take care. Bye-bye.